Joining us tonight is the Director of Public Affairs of the National Population Commission, Dr. Isiaka Yahaya. Thank you very much for joining us on TVC News. Can you throw more light on the rationale behind the postponement of the census?
Yeah, thank you very much, and good evening, viewers. Before I throw light, on the postponement of the census, which we would rather call rescheduling. When you say postponement, it gives the impression that we are going to start all over again. But to us at the Commission, the census process started long ago. So many of the steps have been taken. So, and what remains to be done is actually to conclude that process. So in a way, we consider it as rescheduling. And to go directly into your question about the reasons for the postponement, or what we rather call rescheduling of the census. First, I want to to tell you the reasons. The reasons that are not responsible for the postponement of the census, because some of these reasons which are being initiated, they are not true. First, the census is postponed not because the National Population Commission is not prepared. We are actually prepared to conduct the census, and we have taken all the necessary steps to carry out the exercise. So that is not a reason. Again, it has been insinuated in certain quarters that it's also due to finance. That is also not true. The federal government of Nigeria, which has the responsibility of the primary responsibility of funding the census, has so far provided all the resources we needed for the census. And the stage that remains to be carried out, that's the training and the actual enumeration. We have no reason to believe that funds will not be available. As you know, funds are always provided as well needed. So having said the reasons, having enunciated the reasons not responsible for the postponement of the census, I just want to go into some of the thoughts that went into the postponement of the census. First, the conduct of the census is not a means. It's not an end in itself, but rather a means. In other words, a census is conducted to use the data for planning purposes. And in a way, this should be a seamless exercise in which the administration that conducts the census should also be the administration that will use the census. And having looked at the need to have confidence, to believe that the right thing is done, it is important to have the incoming administration to have an idea of how the census will be conducted, to hold that process. If this is done, it will be easier for that administration to utilize the census for planning purposes. So I believe this is one major reason why the census is being rescheduled. And another reason again, has to do with the mood of the nation. When we plan to conduct the census after the election, we believe that first we'll be able to have enough window between the period when the election will be concluded and also when the census will be carried out. Unfortunately, the rescheduling of the election, did not allow for total evaporation of the mood. What comes out of the election.
Dr. Yahaya,
this can be overcome.
Let me quickly also ask, in response to fears that had been conveyed by groups of Nigerians regarding the level of insecurity in the country, they had been calling for a postponement of the census for this very reason. Did that also have any, thing now to do with the postponement?
I don't think so. And definitely not based on empirical evidence. Of course, the insecurity that we have had on and off, in the country for the past 5 or 6 years, has not stopped the National Population Commission from carrying out field activities such as the enumeration, area demarcation, the pretest, and the trial. So we carry out all these activities without security being any hindrance. And of course, even the election was also conducted, in the midst of this so-called insecurity. It did not stop us. So insecurity could not have been a reason for the postponement of the census.
All right. Dr. Isiaka Yahaya, will leave it at that point now due to time constraints. The Director of Public Affairs, National Population Commission, Dr. Yahaya, thanks once again for your time.
Yeah, thank you very much. It is my pleasure.